you. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lopez.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. And for the Pelicans, Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. Holiday and Ingram out on the perimeter. And it's Ball in at the point.
Well, this season, the Pelicans finally getting themselves their own G League affiliate, the Erie Bayhawks in Pennsylvania. And in 2022, they'll move closer with renovations to the Legacy Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. And when that's completed, it's really going to help out the young core and the draft picks that have been collected by David Griffin to do some player development. It's going to keep this team competitive for a very long time.
And Brett, kind of a musical chairs situation for the Bayhawks, the original franchise, this season moving to College Park, Georgia, to become the Skyhawks.
That's right. That team was affiliated with the Atlanta Hawks, and now the Pelicans take over for the next 3 years in Erie with the new Bayhawks franchise before that move to Alabama in 2022.
First free throw is good. We've got great athletes tonight, Brent. Much of this game we think will be above the rim.
This is going to be fantastic. I hope we get out into some fast breaks where these guys have an opportunity to get their feet together, rise up, and get the fan. Not only them getting up, Kevin, but the fans getting up out of their seats.
You and I will be getting up, though. We'll be standing up.
You for sure will be up.
And both free throws good for Giannis. Brent, for so long we've talked about the potential of what Giannis can do when he reaches his prime. 27 and 13 last year is a pretty good jumping off point.
Winning an MVP award for Giannis at 24 years of age, and knowing that most of the prime years for NBA players are starting to happen between 27 and 30. That's a scary thought, isn't it, Kevin? 4 or 5 years more of growth from Giannis Antetokounmpo and what he can do at that position. If that jump shot comes along, we may be seeing an all-time great develop throughout his career in the next decade.
Here's Williamson. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Houston.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
2 on the clock. Ingram.
How about the length? Tough for any offensive player to deal with the likes of Middleton with those long arms.
Here's Bledsoe. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And since coming to the Bucks, Eric Bledsoe hasn't been asked to do nearly as much as he has in the past.
And for Bledsoe, that is a good thing, as he is best as a complementary player. Not scoring as much, but his decision-making and shot selection have vastly improved.
Free throw good from Bledsoe. And Brent, when you watch Eric Bledsoe go to the rim, you just have to admire what an incredible finisher he is.
Well, Bledsoe, I think, has always relied on the fact that his physical stature, not in terms of his height at 6'1", but his width and strength allows him to go in there and be a bit of a bulldog, to get contact and to make things happen. So never has shied away from that.
And so he makes both from the line.
Well, the Bucks are in a good spot with a young superstar entering his prime.
And they like the fact that this core has more potential in it. It wasn't just a one-hit wonder as they committed to Lopez. They committed to Chris Middleton. And now they think that they can take the next step with Giannis's growth.
To the inside. And Giannis hits it to go on the assist by Bledsoe.
As Giannis has grown in his physical stature, widening those shoulders, having more strength, these are the kind of plays that make all that hard work pay off.
It's Ingram on the wing. Antetokounmpo defending. Ingram passes to Williamson. over Middleton. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And he's far from just a dunker. Zion is also capable of hurting you from outside.
Bledsoe with it. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Phoenix.
And don't forget about the work he did on the boards. His rebounding was a huge help in that game.
Good soft hands there from Lopez, efficient in the catch-and-shoot motion.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Favors kicks to Holiday. The shot, no good. Giannis with some nice D. Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. Bucks leading by 5. Middleton outside. Giannis up top. Passes it to Bledsoe. Just 5 on the clock. And here's Matthews from the arc. That shot no good.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Yeah, you got to like how he hustled to guard out on the perimeter, definitely respecting the shooting ability.
And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Zion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Here's Giannis. Here's Lopez. Left side out of the Kumbo. Ball against Bledsoe. Second chance shot. The wide open look here for Lopez. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 3rd assist on the night. Pelicans trail by 6. And here's Holiday. 11 points for him in that last game against the Rockets in Houston. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Oh, that's out of there. Not a high riser, but Lopez using his frame, a smart block, if you will.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Nice to play with a point guard that takes pride in playmaking. It makes you move around just a little bit faster to get open spots.
Kick out to Giannis. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Holiday dishes the ball. That shot off the mark. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Now here's Bledsoe. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Brent, as the season goes on, and here we are about halfway through, are players' roles still evolving?
Not the starters at this point, Kevin. They're pretty much
They
set.
are what they are.
They are set in their ways, and they're set in the minutes that they're going to be playing. What the coaches are trying to find are unique combinations that might have to be on the floor because circumstances from the other team are dictating so. So which are my lineups that I can have out there that defensively I'm going to shut down great guard play? Which of the lineups do I have to have out there in order for us to have enhanced shooting ability for a stretch of minutes? Which ones are going to speed my team up to put pressure on the opposition? I think that's where it is that coaches are trying to do a little bit of tweaking.
Bledsoe hits them both.
He's just such a bulldog out there in terms of his mentality. Eric Bledsoe can get assertive, and when he does that, it raises the level of play for the entire team.
Pass to Williamson. Shoots over Matthews. And again, no good by New Orleans. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Pass to Lopez. Kicks it down to Middleton. Giannis with it. Back to Middleton. And here's Matthews from the arc. Good on the three-point shot.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues they just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
Well, their defense wasn't exactly solid in that game. So if they could make up for mistakes by causing some turnovers, it might have helped. They didn't even get those.
And checking out the numbers for Lonzo Ball, some nice work from him over the last 10 games. First in assist, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here, leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense.
And how much fun is it to watch this kid? I call Zion Williamson a kid, even though he goes about 280, and he has a certain composure that really belies his years.
Shoot two.
That free throw good from Williamson. And with Williamson, it's not just the obvious stuff that impresses you, Greg. It's the little things as well, the attention to detail.
You know, Kevin, one thing that stands out to me, every time I see this young man, the eye-hand coordination, whether it's on steals, deflections, block shots, he always seems to pick it cleanly.
Well, if there was ever a no-doubt #1 pick, it is Zion Williamson. Brent New Orleans jumped at the chance to draft him.
Yeah, hard to think of a transition where you have a transcendental star in Anthony Davis in the 7 seasons he gave to the Pelicans, that Zion Williamson would come in and almost make you, and I don't mean this in a bad way, Kevin, but forget about AD. There's that much excitement and enthusiasm around what the talent set is and the skill set of this young star player could be.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
On the wing, Holiday. And the Pelicans miss again.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Holiday against Bledsoe. No good there. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. They lost the last time they faced the Bucks, that one in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
Here's Middleton. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 5 assists in the game.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
That one goes in. That's 7 points for Zion Williamson.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Here's Bledsoe. Great D that time from Favors.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And being taller than most point guards, he puts that length to use. Example A right there.
Well, it was only a short stay in L.A. for Lonzo Ball, traded this past summer as part of the Anthony Davis deal.
And getting out of L.A. might be the best thing for him. Still a great defender and playmaker. His best years, without a doubt, could be ahead of him here in New Orleans.
One shot.
And that one misses.
It's very efficient and a well-tuned offense for the Bucks. They drive, they kick, they get open threes. Second in the league last year, as that was Mike Budenholzer's biggest change in threes.
Here's Hart. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
This is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
Hill finds Lopez. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. And with the Bucks in their offense, Brent, it all starts with Giannis.
Starts with Giannis, and that might have got them into trouble last year. They could maybe use another creator in a way where a guy can manufacture his own points. Who knows? Maybe that's growth within. Maybe that's Chris Middleton as he tries to improve his game, or Eric Bledsoe in some way. But the team does need a little bit more dynamism on the offensive end.
Hart to pass the ball. Outside, Redick. Back to ball. And the pass to Hart. A three. Rebound, Milwaukee.
He really suffocated him there, guys. Just excellent work.
Doesn't go for him.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it.
Ball kicks to Redick. And again, no good by New Orleans. Bucks leading by 7. Here's Connaughton. The kick out to Hill. Jacks up a 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
Nice job there from George Hill setting up. He's an effective three-point shooter.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Outside, Redick. 1:36 left to play here in the first. Back to Ball. Fires from deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Ball's got 5 now.
Nice answer back there. Love to see the competitiveness.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Lopez outside. And Connaughton has it in the corner. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Pelicans trail by 10. Redick passes the ball. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Good D by Lopez.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Outside for Redick. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
One of the best at moving without the ball. Catch and shoot opportunity for J.J. Redick.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Hill against Ball. To the middle. Lopez inside for the 3. That one misses. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Bucks lead by 10. And we'll return shortly. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player? Because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 5 player. With his skill set and physical tools, he can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
They just couldn't seem to know what it was that they needed to do and how to stick them from outside. The defense pretty lost.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second, Ilyasova at the 4 with Lopez at the 5. Then it's George Hill. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 guard.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Chris Middleton was a first-time All-Star in 2019. Now, we all know that Middleton is one of the league's best shooters, but he had to adjust his game to a new system under coach Mike Budenholzer. Middleton said, "I guess that's what being an All-Star is, a team player and a complete player. Not playing for stats, playing for nothing else but to win." Kevin?
First-time All-Star and well-deserved. David, thank you. Pelicans trail by 11. Ball dishes to Redick. Lets it go from deep. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
You can't let J.J. Redick get hot from there. And he usually starts the game that way, so this could be a long night.
Here's Connaughton. 8 points his last outing. Here's Lopez. No good from outside. Down low, Redick. That shot missing. Good D by Lopez.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
And the basket by Hill.
You pull up off the dribble from George Hill. That looked good. Second, you lay off him. He'll burn you.
Ball against Hill. Ball kicks to Hart. Outside, Redick. Redick can't get that one to fall. Bucks leading by 11. Pass to Connaughton. The kick out to Lopez. Hill against Ball. Hill, no good.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Pass to Ilyasova. Now Korver. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. New Orleans making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. The Bucks also changing it up. Antetokounmpo comes in for Brook Lopez. And Middleton subbed in for Pat Connaughton. From deep, Giannis nailed from three-point land. Antetokounmpo's got 9 points.
That's another area where Antetokounmpo is looking better and better. The catch-and-shoot jump shot.
And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Pelicans, Williamson comes in for Hayes. And it's Brandon Ingram in for J.J. Redick. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Hill. Now here's Williamson. He's guarded closely. Over Giannis. And it's Williamson missing. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Here's Middleton. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Shot clock at 6. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
Pass to Okafor. The pass to Holiday. Here's the 3. Drains the three-pointer. Holiday's got his second basket of the night.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc. Well, you talk about athletic families. Both of Drew Holiday's parents played Division I college basketball. 2 brothers also in the NBA. His sister played at UCLA. Oh, and by the way, his wife is a gold medal winning soccer player. That is tough to beat.
Now here's Williamson. Antetokounmpo defending, and they call an illegal screen here.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Ilyasova finds Antetokounmpo. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Giannis on the follow.
And that reach is just ridiculous. Giannis easily beating everybody to the ball and then sends it back.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. Shooting at a high percentage. All teams aim to do that. Let's see the league's best. LeBuck second.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And Drew Holiday, one of the three brothers playing in the NBA at the same time. Greg, how often do you see that?
I mean, we had the Plumlees for a while there, but the Holidays, probably the most notable example. Aaron, Drew, and Justin, a basketball dynasty in one generation.
Passes to Ingram. To the paint. Here's Williamson. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Offensive rebound and another shot. Here's Antetokounmpo. Over to the left wing. Bledsoe left side. Over Williamson. Kept alive. Antetokounmpo. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
I mean, just look at the box score right now. He's not only filling it up with these points, but in every facet of the game.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. A whole new cast of characters for the Pelicans. 3 promising first-round picks, Greg, and the young players acquired from the Lakers and veterans like Favors and Redick.
All of a sudden, a wealth of options for Alvin Gentry. Time will tell how they did in the AD trade, but seems like they're off to a nice start.
Derek Favors checked in for the Pelicans. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Matthews, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. Hart the pass to Ingram. Back to Hart. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
And 4 years at Villanova for Josh Hart. Won the title back in 2016.
He just makes winning plays, hits perimeter shots, and the 30th pick in 2017, he has been solid.
When it comes to hustle, effort, who would you put on the floor to get those 50-50 balls that are just so important, and sometimes, with the win or loss in the balance?
I mean, I watch Kawhi Leonard, and even though he's a superstar player, there's still some efficiency in his action to go and get that ball.
He just never stops.
He never stops. And so, yeah, he might not get dirty, but he doesn't have to because he outsmarts everybody else to get to it. And we have scrappy guys like Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly, who we've talked about as being nuisances on the court. But, those guys are invaluable to any coaching staff. And when they have those kind of plays, it just gets everybody going and brings a level of energy back to the game.
It does energize it. You're exactly right. Here's Bledsoe. And it's Ingram with the rebound.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for Ilyasova. And so it's New Orleans with it. They trail by 18. Favors finds Ingram. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Bledsoe looking it over. Down it goes. Nice one there from Antetokounmpo. Giannis has got 17 now.
And, Kevin, they've dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
Holiday, the pass to Hart. Back to Holiday. Favors, dishes to Holiday. New Orleans moving it around. 5 to shoot. Inside. Here's Ingram. And no good. Good D by Matthews. Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Giannis bringing it down, using that sensational length to get that finish.
For the Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against the Suns. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. And it's the Bucks on the break. Giannis with the ball. Here's Middleton. And the rejection by Favors. Ingram outside. Here's Melly. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And Ingram isn't just a sensational scorer. He can also dish the rock.
Bledsoe finds Middleton. Outside Matthews. DiVincenzo passes to Giannis. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. J.J. Redick's checked in for Josh Hart. Lopez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Favors against Antetokounmpo. Pass to DiVincenzo. And again, the Bucks miss. Pelicans trail by 18. Redick passes to Melly. The kick out to Holiday. It's Redick on the wing. The three-pointer, no good. The Bucks shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Here's Bledsoe. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Bledsoe's got 8 points.
Well, Bledsoe's a guy, as an offensive player, you might lose sight of him, but he can have some nights. You always have to account for him.
Switch.
Matthews against Ingram. 6 on the shot clock. Floats one up. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Great D that time from Favors. So Favors will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Offensive rebound. Ingram kicks to Favors. Holiday against Bledsoe. Pass to Ingram. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And that one's good by Favors.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference. Not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
59 seconds left in the second quarter. Lopez, no luck.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Redick against Bledsoe. Redick passes to Melly. For 3, Ingram. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's DiVincenzo, guarded by Holiday. One-on-one here. Here's Ingram. Doesn't go that time. Giannis with some nice D. There's the triple. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Milwaukee on top. They lead by 18. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, getting out and pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
And you made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, and welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. If your name is Shaquille O'Neal, raise your hand, please. I guess Shaq's not here today. If your name is Kenny the Jet Smith, raise your hand, please. There. And I'm Kevin Harlan. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He ended up with 19 points and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
We're seeing the Giannis effect. First player to ever finish in the top 20 in all 5 major statistical categories. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? It doesn't speak for his overall impact, but I just want to tell you that's impressive.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, there are a few areas they need to improve on, but perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters. They got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
Here's Giannis. Ball and Holiday combine at the guard spots. Zion is the 4 with Favors at the 5. And it's Ingram in at the small forward. That's the Pelicans 5. Matthews no good. Pelicans trail by 18. And it's Ball that time on the assist from Ingram. Ball's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pelicans. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And Bledsoe has it in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A double team Bledsoe. From deep, Giannis. And Derek Favors pulls it down. Favors has got 6 rebounds in the game. And there's the pass to Williamson. Shoots over Matthews. Favors controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Outside Matthews. Passes it to Bledsoe. Lopez right side. Outside Matthews. Over Ingram. And again, the Bucks miss.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board.
Now Ball. He's got 7. And Favors kicks to Ingram. Holiday, the pass to Ingram. Favors dishes to Holiday. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, Holiday focus there, and a good job of scoring despite getting whacked. Well, Drew Holiday and his brother Justin had some hard-fought games in the driveway. I know a little bit about that. We never ever finished those games, Kevin. Too much fighting going on. And by the end of it, both Drew and Justin Holiday find themselves in the NBA.
And Brent, that fierce, competitive nature for Drew Holiday, still there to this day.
So much talk from his coach Alvin Gentry about Drew working himself constantly to exhaustion, just continuing to push the limits. And he'll sit at his locker, he'll take a long shower. He doesn't want to move till his body recovers. He knows how important this game is to him and how important now he is to the Pelican franchise moving forward.
Here's Ball. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
It's the quickness of Ball that's a problem for defenders. Solid at finding ways to get fouled on the way up.
New Orleans shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. No good on the free throw. And for all the drama surrounding Lonzo Ball's entrance into the NBA, one thing is for certain: he can play.
And Lonzo will always have the media attention, but the fact is he is a very talented player. His playmaking and passing was as elite as advertised from day one, starting to find his spots on how he can score for himself. But everything else with his game is what you'd want from an elite point guard.
Brent, you know, the moving screen is one of those very difficult judgment calls, isn't it?
It's a tough one, Kevin, but what you look for all the time in replays when you see that call, it's almost like the salsa. I'm looking at the hips and the feet. If the feet are too wide, and Kevin Garnett was the biggest problematic moving screen setter that I ever saw, being 6'11" and spreading out those sticks of his. But if the feet go wider than the shoulder, impossible. And then the hip move as the defender is moving around the screener, just enough of a nudge for him not to be able to catch up.
Yes.
Those are the ones where the referees, I think, are most in tune to in order to blow the whistle. Great at using his body and finding his feet in positions on the boards where he can get up, get to it, get an extra possession.
Bledsoe finds Antetokounmpo. To the paint. Outside for Bledsoe. Offline with his three. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Pelicans. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Ball, the pass to Ingram. Back to Ball. They get a hand on it. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Milwaukee leading by 11. Down low. Antetokounmpo passes to Bledsoe. He gets it in there. Bledsoe's got 10.
Yep, that's a great look from Giannis there.
New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Pelicans have shot less than 50% at the free throw line today, hitting just 3 of 7.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And he knocks down the first one.
In New Orleans, not the largest market, but a lot to like about living in the Big Easy.
Well, you just said Big Easy in New Orleans, and I saw Kevin Harlan's head whip over here because I know what he's thinking about. Food, baby.
That's right.
Food. But whether it's music, art, architecture, New Orleans has a tremendous culture.
Old free throws, good for Ingram.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Bucks leading by 11. Hill passes to Ilyasova. To the middle. And Giannis throws it down.
That's the guy they're going to keep going to, as they should. The lead's only going up if they keep feeding him.
Ball with it. He's got 7. Ingram wide open. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
Well, that's a shot right there he's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
Pass to Giannis. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And it's Ball in the corner. Lets the 3 fly. Drills the 3-pointer. Ball's got 10.
And no doubt the release point is a bit unorthodox in terms of Ball's shooting technique, but man, can he slingshot it home from deep.
Pelicans trail by 14. With the teardrop and the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo can't get that one to fall.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
All the officials are all over that one.
Well, Ersan Ilyasova, a bit of a journeyman in the NBA, Greg, the last handful of seasons.
Good motor on the glass, and he can chip in for a 20-point game every so often.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Ilyasova.
Ilyasova, with the height of a big man, he's very much at ease and has a great release.
New Orleans making a switch here. Redick is checked in. And both free throws good for Ilyasova. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Pelicans. They trail by 16. Pass to Hart. Takes a 3. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Hill against Ball. On the wing, Giannis. Tries it from 9. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Okafor. With some arc. Ball, no good. Milwaukee leading by 13. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Hill. Hill's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 with a 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Ball kicks to Redick. Back to Ball. Now the pass to Okafor. Chalk up 2 there.
And Ball sets up his teammates. And when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
From deep, Giannis. It's rebounded by Hayes.
Well, if he wants to make the defense work, he's got to start knocking down the threes. Only one so far in this game for him, and none since halftime.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, that effort just not good enough, because even if that defender was a bit taller, the shooter already locked in.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
The Bucks have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for the Bucks.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Pelicans trail by 13. Passes it to Hayes. And here's Redick. He's got 11. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
JJ doing it from all over, shooting left side, right side. He's scoring from everywhere.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
PA, great assessment, good report. Thank you so much. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And it wasn't too long ago, Brent, we were wondering what Giannis could do if he bulked up. Well, we don't have to wonder anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we need to wonder about an MVP in the league. The curious thing, Kevin, was last year after winning that award, Giannis coming out and talking about he's only at 60% of his potential. Can you imagine what's coming down the line if he realizes the other 40? He's something else.
The first one falls.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
And the Bucks making a change here. Lopez is checked in. And both free throws good for Giannis.
It's interesting, as Giannis has grown in this league, the Greek Freak we know is so versatile, just competing to be one of the best players in the business.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. You have to like what we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
A smart move here, talk things over. He's really eating them up, and they've tried a few different looks defensively, nothing quite getting it done.
And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Middleton.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
Hart the pass to Redick. Pass the ball. Lock at 6. On the high post. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss.
That's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best. Every night there's something that Giannis does on the floor where you just have to put your hands on your head. Wow, what a move.
Ball dishes to Redick. From deep. Rebound, Milwaukee. Lopez has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Pass to Hart. New Orleans moving the ball around. A minute 20 left in the third. Lopez with the block. On the wing, Giannis. Hill against Ball. Hill passes to Lopez. Count that one. Lopez has got 8 points.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, here's Ball. 10 points for him. The pass to Redick. To end the drought. Rebound, Milwaukee. Giannis has got his 20th rebound here tonight. Saw that coming. Passes to Hill. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Connaughton. It's tipped, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ball.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
Here's DiVincenzo. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Both teams deciding to change it up. 12 seconds left in the third. Here's Holiday. Outside, Redick lets it go with a three. The shot that time not on target. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Bucks ahead. They finish off the third quarter on a 15-5 run. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Sometimes that's what can separate some of the best players, not just creating for yourself, but creating for others as well.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Now for an update on Antetokounmpo's injury, let's go over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I caught up with Milwaukee's head athletic trainer. He told me that taking a look at him, it looks like it's only a sore wrist. And if he misses a lot of games, it will obviously be a big blow to their chances of winning it all this year.
Thank you, David. Hopefully we'll see him very soon. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter, they've got Kyle Korver. He's out there with Chris Middleton. Bledsoe is out there with Brook Lopez. And it's DiVincenzo in at the shooting guard position.
One shot.
When people talk about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that the players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on that when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league. That the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And Redick kicks to Williamson. Holiday, no one around him. Connects from three-point range.
And trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second three of the game. One in each half.
Here's DiVincenzo. The shot off that time. Great D that time from Favors.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Clearly a foul. And perimeter shooting never more valuable. And that's been J.J. Redick's M.O. all along. An elite marksman who can hit from anywhere.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That's good from Holiday. And in today's game, if you don't have floor spacing, your offense is going to struggle.
They call it gravity, the ability of outside shooters to attract defensive attention. Redick, one of those you don't leave for a moment.
Matthews, he's checked in for the Bucks. He doesn't get the second one. Grant, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
And that one falls for Middleton.
Chris Middleton's an interesting story. I remember when he signed his first extension and talking to, at that time, his head coach, Jason Kidd, that Chris was dealing with living up to the contract. I think after that first season went by, he settled back down. It got him into a position to earn this second contract. And now he knows where he belongs. He knows how important he is to the Milwaukee Bucks and their continued success and striving towards a championship for the city.
And for Middleton, he was drafted in the second round by Detroit. Brent, they sent him to the G League, which he says was the turning point for him.
Well, I think he just got hungrier and realized there was a self-awareness part of this, that he needed to grow and he needed to maybe adjust some of his work habits. Went from an overlooked second-round pick to an NBA All-Star, Kevin. I would call that great focus. And now he wants to be a consistent performer on a nightly basis to lead this team to championship level.
Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
not
NBA.
In today's game, and
today's
not
sports.
with what's at stake.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
Yeah, the body language right now is not looking good for this basketball team. The game might be out of reach, but they have to avoid mistakes like that.
So for the Pelicans, Okafor's checked in for Favors. And it's Frank Jackson in for Drew Holiday. And then for Milwaukee, Wilson, he's checked in for Matthews. And it's Sterling Brown in for Chris Middleton.
Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
Ingram kicks to Jackson. On the three off target. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Throws it up high.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Now Jackson. Player salary is obviously a large investment, Brent. There are some other investments that owners can make to help their team get better, either on the floor or off.
Massive one, Kevin, obviously, is in terms of your players' wellness and what it is that you're doing with your physical therapy staff, your strength and conditioning staff, because you want these guys available at the best and maximum potential physically that they can give you. A lot of teams, quite frankly, in the past couple of seasons, Kevin, looking into other ways, holistic therapies, mental approach that they can have mental wellness for their players as part of their programming. So teams that think you build some beautiful practice facility and just let the guys go bounce the ball around and shoot are absolutely missing.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, they're missing the boat on what it is that their players require, need to be complete as people.
Robin Lopez is checked in for Brook Lopez. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Ingram up top, guarded by Bledsoe, and that one's good. Ingram
Gotta see Ingram get going down low. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Bledsoe fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Excellent play. Just adding fuel to the fire and really trying to put this one out of reach.
This is what great players try to do. They're not allowing the opposition to gain any kind of hope to try and get back in the game.
And Bledsoe no good on that one. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything shooting. Free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt 3-point shooting percentage, 2-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier, because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there that
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay,
of it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them, because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue to grow.
And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Pass the ball. Ingram with it, now guarded by Giannis. Ingram kicks to Redick. 6 to shoot, takes the 3, and it's Ingram missing.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious down the stretch. He's been flat out awesome. He helped them get the lead, and now he's making sure they keep it.
From outside, off the mark. And here's Middleton bringing it up now for the Milwaukee Bucks. And they double up Giannis. And that one's good from Connaughton.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Ball finds Redick. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Hayes the pass to Redick. Here's Hayes. There's the 3. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. So both teams making some changes here. Ingram kicks to Hayes. Jackson, that's a two-pointer. It's good from the top of the key. Milwaukee has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And Hill has it in the corner. And it's denied. Here's Ingram, and slam dunk by Ingram.
And the speed of Ingram is not easy to keep pace with, just blowing past whoever dares to try and stop it.
Hill inside, guarded by Jackson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
Well, George Hill, the veteran guard, doesn't produce at the volume he once did. Still, he brings a lot of value to a team.
And for Hill, Greg, he's a great veteran leader who brings value to a playoff-bound team.
You know, Hill has a game that is effective even when he's not scoring. His leadership and defense will make him a welcome addition to any roster, even as his numbers
Take a break.
fade.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Hill. And bird right's an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if a player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
Here's Lopez. And again, the Bucks miss. New Orleans has gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Holiday with it. Pass to Williamson. Shot from 12. Off the left rim and out.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
See the way Giannis kept going and kept his eye on the basket? That helped.
Now here is Holiday. D right on him. And it's sent back by Lopez. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Giannis passes to Lopez. Launches a three. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. And that's 15 points for Brook Lopez.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Here's Williamson. Lopez with the steal. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Puts up a three. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
And here is Ball. He kicks to Williamson. Back to Ball. Shot clock at 5. There's the pass to Ingram. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap and overspending and outspending smaller markets?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because there are some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams that never see that pill.
Right.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but the question you have for me, was it a deterrent right now? I don't know if it's as significant as it needs to be. We know the repeater tax certainly hurts some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. That's really tough on small market teams who want to avoid that at all costs.
Moore dishes to Okafor. Here's Jackson. And again, no good by New Orleans. Milwaukee's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bucks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Giannis.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
First one falls for him. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Now here's Lopez. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.